Penny, what do you want? What do you want? Hmm? Go tell your mama to put on your dress. You had those clothes on for a couple of days now. Hold on, guys. This plan is done. Oh. Hey, everybody. Oops. Crapola. Hey, Patrice. Lena. Michelle, Honey Child, Trish, Vicky. Hey, guys. Hi, Penny Bunny. How are you? Did you guys get notifications? I'm curious because you know how those notifications be. Do you guys get notifications on me on YouTube? Penny sharing my damn watermelon. Mm-hmm. My wife, Lonnie, had some, but she has hers in a paper bowl. You guys know I don't eat out of paper or plastic. I have to have my nice bowls and my nice dishes to eat. Vicky, hey, Beyond Blend. Oh, you too, Mimi? Oh, you got notification? Okay. You had watermelon for breakfast? Oh, okay. Good. Damn it. That's what's up. Waiting for my berries to bloom so I can have a nice mixed salad with the blueberries, the blackberries, and the raspberries and have it all mixed in. They'll be blooming in July. Oh, thank you, Random. Woo. Here we go with the bugs. Hold on. You guys know how I get with these damn bugs. You better stay away from me, these bees, and germinate my damn garden like they're supposed to. It's so sunny out here. After I'm done with this live, I'm gonna invite the Biscuits friends over so they can have a fun time in the backyard with the pool and the trampoline and everything. Oh, you don't care for for paper or plastics? I can't. I mean, I could, like I said, I grew up poor, so it ain't like I never used them. But as an adult, you're supposed to do better. For me, that's better. Not to say that paper plate is not better, guys. Don't be judging me, all right? I'm just saying, for me, I think food is better on or even, and not always plates, not always glass, but even those nice, plastic dishware, that's just look nice, or even whatever. Anyway, your preference, but I like, stuff that has some kind of stuff, Anyway, you guys know what I mean, right? And so so I'm basically saying it doesn't always have to be glass. It could be plastic as long as it's pretty. Because I like a certain presentation when it comes to food. I don't even like eating sandwiches on paper plates. A cold sandwich, I have done it really quick only because I'm greedy and I eat real fast. So if I'm eating real fast, I can do it. But for the most part, I use glass. Oh, thank you so much, Random. Tanji, Mimi, everybody up in here. Tanette, hey. Oh, thank you. LGBTQIASUVWXYZ. Jesse Smitty says, darling, I just saw you wanted to say hey, and you look like you are having a wonderful day, and bugs are evil. They after that delicious looking watermelon. I know, right? I think it's gonna fix me some now. I know, right? That's probably it. But I need them to germinate my watermelon patch, my garden. I need them to fertilize those women in there, those female plants, and carry, what is it they carry? I forgot what bees carry. What is it they carry? What are people allergic to? Anyway, I can't get it on my head, but you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Bees serve the purpose of taking, what is that stuff that bees carry, guys? I'm trying to get the word. What people are allergic to. What is that again? Can you guys help me out with that? Pollen. They take the pollen and they rub it on, they take the male pollen and they take it to the female plant and they get it all up in her cooch. And then she blooms. Pollen, right. That's what they better do. Do my damn garden and stay away from me. I do have someone to talk about. Before I do, guys, hold on. I want to get a few strawberries to go with my. So my watermelon patch is coming along pretty good. This one right here in particular. You see how we find out? These were small plants. So this is going to be, all of this is watermelon. By August, October, it'll be done. So here is my strawberries. I'm just getting a few, guys, before I start my convo. Woo! Let me just grab a few. I only want a few. Because I'm supposed to be having a video call with my dad, and I want my dad to see my strawberry patch, so I don't want to grab all of them right now. I want to show off for my dad. So I'm just going to get a few right now. Let me get this one back here. Oh, no, this one is... Get this one. Okay. I'll just take those 4 for now. Let me wash them off with the hose. Hold on. I'll get to my conversation, guys. Hold on. Oh, yeah, they do carry honey too. Our past makes us different in our present, says Vicky. Just the small things. Yeah. Yeah, ain't that right? Hi, Sanjo. How are you, Sanjo? Sanjo said, "Say hi to me, please." Jesse said, "Yes, but they always try and steal my food, too." Right. I'm making, I'm waiting on my blackberries to come in. Pie, jams, and cakes. Ooh, yeah, and you see, these are my blackberries. These are my blackberries. And those are my raspberries. And you can see the difference. And look at that bee right there. See the bees in there? They doing their job. Actually, it's stuck. How did you get stuck in there? He's trying to get into my vegetables. I mean, my garden. So let me open this up to free her so she can do her job. Let me get this off of here. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Let me just get this net off of here so it can do its thing. Because it's trapped. Look. It's trapped in there. And it's trying to get into my fruit. Hold on. It's trying to work. It's like, hello. I'm trying to work. And let me get that off. And that off. And then let me open it up to get that bee from being stuck in there. Oh, 2 bees are stuck in there. Damn it. Let me get this off. Hold on, guys. Lord, I hope they don't come and get me. Hold on, guys. You see, I got 2 bees stuck in here. There, one of them got out. This one got out. Good. They got out. Let me open it so they can get it. But anyway, these are the red berries, the raspberries. And those are the blueberries. I mean, the freaking, blackberries. Okay. All right. Where we at? I'm sorry, guys. Hold on. Let me see what we're talking about. Thank you so much, Penny. Hey, Cynthia. Yes. Hey, Nicole, honey child. Hey, Donna, Patrice, everybody. Oh, your exams? Where's it midnight at? Where you from? Eugene? Oh, wow, really? That's something, huh? A garden page. I gotta see if I can add that into my damn thing, y'all. That's something else I gotta maintain. I can barely maintain you guys. Still a little dirt on that one. I taste the crunch. But God made dirt, dirt don't hurt. Okay. So, it is good, Cora. Thank you. It is good. Eating fruit in the sun. Eating fruit from your own garden in the sun as your first meal of the day is epic. Hey, Biscuit. How are you? Ooh. Oh, the umbrella fell. So anyway, thank you, Penny. We collect strawberries from mountains where they grow like the size of our pinky. Oh, wow. That's awesome. Cloud taste the crunch, right? Watermelon water is yummy. You know what, Donna? You know I always have my watermelon water. I don't know if you're always on here. Oh, you are always on here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I see a lot of new people, and it's fine. All you new people can stay. I drink watermelon water every single day, and I drink it all year. Well, for the winter time, especially because I can't get my watermelon because I live in a cold climate. So, hey, my biscuit, you okay? You want some more? Want to try some watermelon? It's good for you. Hmm?
No, I was just here to see what you were doing.
Okay, I'll invite your friends over as soon as I'm done. Okay.
Oh, sure.
Um. Hello, Lily. Donna. Lily McCrown, McCohen, McKeown. You have a good day also. Yes. KCOW. Yep. As long as they're respectable, it's all good. We want new, but we want good new. So guys, you know what? I just want to touch base on some things that always come up with me and things that I experience in my own life. You know, you guys know, well, for most of you know, if you follow me, that I am a life coach. I'm a mindset coach. And so my goal in my life, my goal for my life is to is to give people a different perspective on different things that happen or different situations that happens in our lives on a daily basis, right? And as a mindset coach, my main goal, my purpose is driven by the need to help people understand life and to relieve some of their grievances, their burdens, you know, emotional ties that keep us stuck, that causes us discomfort when it comes to friends and family, community, and things of that nature. Oh, you still in California until next Tuesday? Okay, Leona. All right, Leona, I'll see you when you get back. I just came back from the Android store and I find a Pride Month video. All right, I'm going to do a Pride Month video in a little bit. You knew? Well, welcome, Lily. Welcome. Can you guys please like and share this live, please? We're up to 13 likes and keep me in the algorithm. Just please like it. Hold on, guys. Put this under here. Okay, so you subscribe. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Oh, damn it. You know what? I forgot to put that daggone setting on there. I forgot to put that setting on there. Hold on, guys. You're coming with me. You don't have to hold on. I'm going to get back to my message. Just bear with me. Hang in there, okay? I just got to put a setting on my YouTube before it messes all up. I'm going to my office to see if I can add this setting onto this video real quick. And I probably can't because I be doing too damn much. Hold on. Hold on. Yes, I am okay.
Are you going back outside?
Yes, honey, I'm going back outside. Just give me a second. I just have to add a setting. I'm okay, guys. I just have to add a setting onto. Darnell be telling me to do these things, and I swear. Okay. Boom. There we go. I was able to add it. Perfect. I got it. I'm getting ready to go right back out. So, ooh, my glasses. I got this damn live on delay, on pause. Okay. Raina, hello, hello. Welcome all new subscribers, all new people. So, if you're not able to comment, it's because you have to subscribe. Okay? Subscribing is free. If you want to participate in this chat, please subscribe. All right? Just please subscribe. Subscribers of 5 minutes or longer can send messages. So, if you're subscribed for 5 minutes or longer, you can send messages. You can participate in the chat. So be patient. Hit the subscribe button. Wait 5 minutes. I should have actually put it on for another setting. You guys are gonna kill me. Hold on. Because one thing I don't want is for you guys to subscribe and have to wait 5 minutes. DJ, I'll be right back. Don't jump. Don't jump on the treadmill, that is. Darnell told me to do this before I even get on. But do I listen? No. 5 minutes. Any duration. Save. Okay, so it's fixed now, guys. Anyone who subscribes, which is free, just hit the subscribe button. You can participate in the chat since I have a lot of new people in here. Okay? So, like I was saying, hello, Niagara. Oh, look, I'm messing up that name again. You know who I'm talking to. Hello, Jose. Make sure you guys subscribe. It's free. If you want to say hi, if you want to participate, if you want to say anything in the chat, all you got to do is subscribe. It's free. All right? So, like I was saying, my life is really driven by easing the experiences. Look, I saw a damn wasp. Easing the experiences that we as humans have in this life, right? And so my message is, do not be so attached to someone else's life and the outcome of their life that it disrupts your own, right? And that's hard. Thank you so much, Lily. You have an excellent day too. Hi, Elisa. Can you guys like this live, please? We got just 24 and we got 240 people in here. Thank you so much, Elisa. Oh, I said it right. You see, and watch. I forget how to say it next time. Anyway, have patience with me, okay? I'm human. But I'm glad I got it right. So anyway, yeah, we become so attached to other people's lives and the decisions that they make that it starts not only disrupting our own, but it causes us to have to make judgments about other people as well. About those who are not falling into alignment with our ideas of how life should be and how their life should be. You see what I'm saying? Thank you so much, Lily. You have an excellent day as well. You attached to my umbrella? Well, good. Because it's going to remain an umbrella, so you don't have to ever worry about it changing. What you see is what you get, and you're good with that. How do you like? You'll see a thumb. You see a thumbs up and a thumbs down. You just hit the one that's up. Okay. And so, you know, we oftentimes get attached to other people's lives so much so, especially with those who we are intrinsically attached to, so much so that it starts causing a little bit of confusion and a lot of stress on our own lives, right? And here's the thing, we all have our own plate of life, and it's full, and it's going to remain full until we leave this earth, right? But we also serve a purpose, especially those like me who chose to be in the human service field, whether you're social workers, therapists, psychologists, doctors, nurses, coaches, whatever, right? Whatever line of service that is, where we deal with people on a personal basis, on a personal level. Thank you so much, Doreen. I appreciate it. Thank you, Carla, for subscribing. I appreciate it. And so a lot of times it can cause us so much distress, and I practice in my own life. I have practiced the art of detachment. And if you ask anyone from my team, anyone, my friends, my family, I am an expert at detaching from certain situations. But that doesn't mean that I have relinquished attachment altogether, because of course when you have a family like mine, especially when I have my children and I have my wife, whatever's going on in their life is going to intrinsically and emotionally affect me, right? And it's hard for me to detach from that particular thing. But people that are in our lives permanently, like our children, especially if you have a close family like mine, close, children who you're very close to, the spouses or whatever, we get to remain in their life, closely affiliated with their life, so we get to kind of help them, help guide them in life, so we don't have to detach to the to the degree that we would have to strangers, where we really have no control, even though our family and friends we have no control over either. But and either way, it's not good. The whole goal in life is to detach from things, right? And we get that lesson from the time we're born up till now, right? When we are babies in our mother's womb, we have to detach. Once that 9 months is over, we have to leave the womb and become accustomed to the world, to life, right? And once you become a certain age, a baby, you start crawling or whatever, now you're detaching from the security of your parent. Even though it's 1 year old, you're still out there, and you're still protected by your parents. But for the most part, what is it, my honey bunch? I love you, honey. For the most part, as we go along and move along in life, the lessons in life, if you guys haven't had your glasses on, the whole lessons of life is detachment. Breaking away from one thing to embark on something else. Breaking away from one family to get with another family. To leave your mother's house and cleave to your wife. You know what I'm saying? All these things, and everything is detachment. For my children going to school, we have to detach from the comfort of having them home. It's all of these lessons. So I have found that the biggest lesson in life is definitely detachment. It's definitely detachment. And so when we care about people, whether we know them personally or whether they are on the internet. You have 3 cats and a dog. These are the lessons of the Buddha too, right? And I study Buddha. I'm very well affiliated. Familiar with Buddha, and I believe in Buddha as well. It's high spirituality, and I really appreciate the Buddha, the Buddhism custom. So so we have to detach. You see what I'm saying? We have to learn to detach, because number one, we cannot control anyone. And number two, everyone is allowed to make whatever choice that they feel fit for their lives. And a lot of times those choices are not going to align with what we wanted for them, to what we expected for them. And some of their choices even may hurt us, because we see that their choices are causing them pain and discomfort and giving them bad experiences in life, when all they have to do is make another choice, right? But just like with everything else in the world, most of us learn by experience, not through our eyes. We're hard-headed in this world, right? We are some hard-headed human beings. That's why we have a damn hard-ass skull. Wow, that ass word came out nice and easy. I like that. We have a hard skull, right? And so our way of learning has always been to experience something, right? We won't know what love is unless we experience, some level of pain. We won't know what forgiveness is, or what it feels like to forgive someone, or to be forgiven, unless we have done something egregious and caused someone pain, or we have experienced some kind of pain, right? And so, it takes a certain special type of human to look at other people's experience and say, I'm never going to go that road. Now, we all do that to some degree because, I mean, listen, we'll look at someone with addiction or let's say a drug addiction and be like, oh, see, I know, see, that heroin, boy, that stuff be having people in a week falling down to the ground and messing up their whole lives. And I know that I don't ever want to get on that because I don't trust that I can maintain my life if I get on that. So with those things, we can easily learn from other people's mistakes. But when it comes to people making their own choices, including choices to get on drugs, choices to have destructive behavior, choices in bad relationships, choosing bad relationships, choosing bad partners, not bad partners, but partners that do not align with your highest and greatest good at this time, because let's face it, we're all on different paths, right? And just because a person is not ready now doesn't mean that they won't be ready later. But unfortunately, timing has a lot to do with all of that and how we align in our lives, right? So when we come across people who we care about that make bad choices or poor choices for their lives, then we begin to get attached to that and we start telling them, what's good for them and all those things. And that's fine too, because we're all here on this earth to help one another. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in your life so that way I can not only be a reflection of who you are, you look at me and know that whoever I am, that you have some of my traits. That's why we connect on the energetic level that we do. The other part is that we all need somebody to help show us where we're going or help us along our way on our journey by recognizing traits and things or characteristics or personality disorders that can hinder us from obtaining our highest and greatest good. And so sometimes it takes us to tell the person that we love what we see. And sometimes they may not be receptive to it. They may not be receptive to it. But that's not our place. We have to know that's not our place to make sure that they see it. It's our place, the only place that we have in other people's lives when it comes to decisions or giving them something is knowing that or taking the place of a seed sower, sowing seeds. In other words, you're just giving a seed, to be planted in the garden of their heart. Now, our mistake is when we believe that they should elevate with that seed out of nowhere, that they should know because we have given it to them and we have shown them and they should be doing better. That is not true. Seed time and harvest is the rule of the law of the world. It's an infallible law that cannot be penetrated, messed up, twisted up, nothing. It's an infallible law that is stuck in its basic principle of life, right? We have children, that's a seed. 9 months, that's time. Birth is a harvest. You take a watermelon seed, you put it in the ground. It's going to take time for that watermelon tree to come up, or not tree, that watermelon vine to start spreading and producing watermelons, right? So it's always seed time and harvest. But our problem is that when we see someone in our lives that we love that continues to make mistakes over and over, and not see, I use mistakes lightly because I don't believe there's any mistakes. I believe that everything happens for a reason and everything serves us for the highest, greatest good overall anyway. But I'm using the word mistakes for you guys' sake, for those who can relate to mistakes, and to put things in its most simplest terms. So, but we'll put that down. So, when we see someone making choices that's not conducive to what we believe that they want in their life or is causing some kind of pain in their life, the only thing we can do is take the position of a seed sower and say, I am giving you this, and you hope that they take it. Now, I'm not saying that you do it once. You do it as many times as it's going to take until you feel that you cannot do it anymore. That's why in the Bible, when the disciples said, how many times should I forgive? Jesus says 70 times 7. 70 times 7. Like, it's not a one-time deal that you forgive. You forgive and you forgive and you forgive and you forgive, until it becomes uncomfortable to you, to where you realize that you can no longer overlook certain things. Then you have to separate yourself, but you still have to practice forgiveness in order to have peace in your life, or else you'll continue to carry that resentment. So when it comes to people that we love, we want to make sure that we are not attached to the outcome of their life, because one thing that I have learned in life is this. Life takes care of people far better than you can. We are here to serve each other and to give each other that little warning sign, that little seed, that little watermelon seed, and be like, listen, girl, you messing up. But here. Or whatever it is they need. But when their garden of their heart and they are unable to receive it, in other words, the garden or the foundation of their spirit is corrupted. It's locked up with all kind of twigs because they have so many things going on within their own life that they weren't able to work through. So they can't receive that seed that we're giving at that time, right? But our job is to just give them the seed. Because my understanding is when a student is ready, the teacher appears, right? When I am ready to really, really, really adhere to that seed, then God is going to water that seed for me, and then I am going to sprout and take in or acknowledge whatever it is that I was told way back when. Because guys, we all have those epiphanies when we're like, wow, my uncle or my auntie told me that when I was younger. And along my life, I keep hearing that same thing. That's that seed that the auntie had planted decades ago. And now you're at a place in your life where you're actually able, bye-bye, Lily. You're actually able to relate to it or grow in your life. And now the seed can finally grow. Okay? And so when we attach ourselves to people's lives and we give them our seeds and we expect them to take these seeds and do something with it right now, that's an unrealistic expectation that we have for people. And all that can do is cause disappointment. That's all that can do is cause more disappointment in our lives, right? And because we already have our own plate of crap that we have to sift through that's causing us enough pain, we don't need the burden of everyone else. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're strong enough to handle that. But why put that on yourself? Why attach yourself to other people's choices to the point where if they don't do this or if their life don't turn out this way, you're going to be deeply affected by it? It's one thing to care. It's another thing for it to affect your life in such a way that it causes you distress. We have enough things in our own life to be distressed about. The most that we should be willing to give any human being is our heart, our love, our unconditional love, our patience, and our care. Not our peace. Peace is not up for grabs. Hey, Billy. Michelle says, it's unrealistic to expect people to change for you and change immediately. Right. Because changing immediately, Michelle, you already know, girl. Seed time and harvest exists. And if we just stick to that principle, if we don't know nothing else, we need to know that because that's the example that this world has given us from the time from existence. God showed us what life is like. He said life is like seed, time, and harvest. You plant a seed, you give it time to get strong. Thank you so much for the super chat. Sweetie forever. Thank you so much. You give it time to germinate. You give it time to really take root and get stuff in it. And isn't that how we are in life anyway? That's why we go through 12 stages of learning, 12 years of learning and education. Because the math we know now, we have to first learn the math. And then we have to build on that math because it's going to take time to get a complete understanding on how math really work, right? So the same thing is true when it comes to our desires. The same thing is true when it comes to people, to those seeds, to those things that we're giving people, to the advice that we're giving people. It's not going to always show up in your life right away. You have to know that if a person have good people in their life, wise people in their life, and their lives look destructive, family. I had a brother, you guys know, that passed away. Not from alcohol, but he was an alcoholic. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't change him. But I know that he kept trying. And I know that he always kept a Bible in his pocket. And I know that his heart was full of love. So I knew intrinsically that God was doing something in him, even though I couldn't see it, even though all I saw was the mess. It doesn't mean that the work inside is not being done. It's going to take you more times to go into church, more times than 10, 20, sometimes 30 times in the church for the fruit or the results of what you have learned begin to show. And as long as someone has someone in their life that's wise enough to point out the error of their ways, you can trust and believe that seeds are not being sown in vain. It's just that it's not up to us to water those seeds. It's up to their higher consciousness. It's up to the God in them. It's up to their soul to be ready to receive it. It depends on how much stuff they got to sift out the way so that seed can really take root and not go through so many vines on the bottom. It has to be able to have a clear path down so it can come up and show what it's made of. It goes down to get its strength. Those roots, that seed has to open up and break. It's broken. Just like when we break, we get stronger, right? That's the whole purpose of breaking a person's soul. A seed is a soul. It has to break in order. And the only way for it to break is for there to be some type of resistance. Okay? That's why going up is easier than going down. When you go down, you have to push through some stuff. It's easy for us to jump up in the air, but it's not so easy for us to jump down, right? Because if we're going to go beneath our surface, it's going to take some, some tools to get below this ground, or a shovel to get under that grass that's under our feet, to really get to the roots of that grass or whatever it is we're trying to get to. That's how we strengthen ourselves. That's how we get stronger. We move down. So that seed has to go down, and then something down there has to break that seed open. And when that seed is broken open, that means that it has gotten strong enough to go. Now it takes its little tentacles, and now it makes its way through all of that rubbish all that baggage and all that craziness that we have going on in our lives. And it goes go about your business and go do my fruit. It goes all in there. And before you know it, every time one of them little, stems break off, as weak and vulnerable as they look, they're getting stronger by going through all of that stuff that's in us. And it's getting stronger to where they get thicker and thicker and thicker. It's like your muscle. And then before you know it, it takes root on its foundation, where all of its nutrients and all of its essential vitamins, their life, the life of that seed is. Because the seed has a DNA of its own. And it's gonna grow. So what ends up happening is, once it finds its base and it finds its source, which is the earth, which is God, okay? It finds its source. Once we find our source to this world, right? Oops, sorry guys. It's windy as hell out here. Once that happens, then it can start coming up, because now it then rooted itself right down here. It rooted itself right there in the dirt, in the earth. It found its core, it's found its foundation, it's found its source of life. And once that seed finds that source of life, then it starts to come up, because it's like, now it's holding on, and now let me go up through the pathway that I just came down. So it's easier for it to sprout. That's why you can see a plant overnight. Overnight, meaning after it done made its way to the ground and germinated and all that other stuff. You wake up one morning, you're like, the whole month you haven't seen anything come up, and then you wake up one morning and now it's up there. Well, it's up there because it done got grounded. It's held on to source. And it said, let me go ahead and be free and be all that I can be, right? And it's all because of all the work that it had to do inside, in the dark, when no one was looking, by itself. Well, our lives are the same way. Our lives are the same exact way. And so when we're looking at people and we're sowing into their lives, and we become anxious because their lives are not turning out the way that we want it to turn out, we have to practice patience. It doesn't mean that they're not getting it. As long as they're trying, they're getting it. As long as they're trying And as long as you know that they want it, desire in and of itself is a motive power to getting anything on this earth. You just have to have the desire to do so. The desire in itself is a seed. And if somebody has a desire, I don't care what their actions look like contrary to that desire. That desire is what's going to pave the way for for their lives to take a turn for the better. Nicole said this damn it's so much windy out here, guys. Nicole said it's found like my it's found its foundation to start sprouting and growing right. Hey Jerry. I love how you speak in general and not per se. Right, because this, you know why? Because it pertains to all of our lives. Cooking with Stace Bougie One. And the whole thing about expectation or being attached to somebody else's outcome, their life, is that, like I said, it causes us stress. And when we are in stress mode, stress produces a hormone, a chemical, that reacts to our physical body. That's why they say stress is the silent killer. Desire, willingness equals growth. Right. Desire is the motive power. It's an engine to everything. It's the engine to everything. Hey, Angela, Isaac, honey child, how you doing? Hey. And so, we just have to look at people and be patient and know that if they say they're trying, you have to believe it. I don't care what their actions look like. I don't care if you see a drunk slumbered over on the ground on the highway and his life is messed up. You cannot judge that person and say they just jacked up. They're not going to get any better. You don't know what's working in them. You don't know if them even being slumped up on a road on a damn highway is their wake-up call. Because believe it or not, conditions like that causes people to want more once they sober up. When you find yourself in a chaotic relationship, every time you go through something in a relationship, it causes you to want more. Even if you can't, and guys, that's just manifestation one-on-one, to be honest with you. Manifesting your life doesn't always have to be where you have to focus on the things that you want. No. The opposite produces the desire to want more, and that desire to want more is a motive power that will take you to where you need to be, even if it's going slow. Even if it's going slow. Ain't that right, Biscuit? Even if it's going slow. There's no time frame. People say you can't teach old dogs new tricks. Yes, you can. We're an energetic being. Our motor, our engine, our fuel is energy. That's always awake. That's always expanding. That cannot cease from expanding. It just can't. So it's about patience, and it's about detachment. I had to detach myself from my brother's choice to drink, causing destruction. I had to detach from that after years. It broke my heart. Me trying to help him and me trying to make sure that he's fed, and all those things still remained until the day that he died. But me trying to help him, or not help him, but make him change his life, make him change his choices from drinking, I couldn't do it. It hasn't worked in decades. So what did I do? I did my best to love him. So whenever he called me for money, I wasn't like, what you going to do with that money? All you're going to do is get you a beer. No. He didn't have to even lie to get it. There was already a Western Union waiting for him just in case he called me hungry one day. So I never questioned him on what he wanted to do with that money. My mother never questioned him. My father never questioned him. My brother never questioned him. We already knew where he was. And we already knew that he made a choice to be in the street because he had a destructive behavior and a habit. So we filled up a Western Union $50, $100 I would give, my father would give. He had a bunch of money every time he ended up calling us, whether it was once a week, every 2 weeks, or sometimes he'll go a month or two without calling, and we're like, oh my God, we hope he's okay. But then he ended up calling, yeah, Lily, you got a few dollars. Jamie, here's the number to Western Union. It's been there for you. That's loving somebody on purpose and not judging their choices, and actually coming into alignment with their choices in order to free yourself from the pain that you feel by watching them experience what they're experiencing. That's what that is. That's what that is. That's what that is. So whenever he left my house, after months of me feeding him and he taking care of, because my brother was my soulmate. I'm telling you, he was my savior. When I didn't have a girlfriend or anybody to do my yard, he would just show up out of nowhere. From the street, just show up knocking on my door in the suburb. And I'm like, oh my God, and he come in, Biscuit, stop that. And he comes in and he starts raking the yard, mowing the lawn, taking care of the dog, doing all kinds of stuff in my house. Had my house intact, and he didn't want nothing. He just wanted to be home. He wanted a place that he can call home. And I fulfilled that for him. So when he decided to leave, I gave him a choice and was like, you sure you want to leave? You sure? Go see if your mama got in the house, Biscuit, because the doorbell is ringing. You sure you want to leave? Because you don't have to. You can stay the rest of your life if you want. And he would always make a choice to go out. And you know what happened when he went out? I was at peace. I gave him a few $100 or maybe 20, not 20. Always was like at least $100 for him to take, because I knew he was going to be on the street or in them shelters in the street. You know what I mean? And I was like, okay, here you go. If you need anything, you call me. And that was my peace. I let go. I detached from the outcome of his life because your mother's here?
Mm-mm.
Who was at the door?
No one.
Where's Lonnie? Oh. He was, I don't know if this is frozen, guys, but I'm not seeing any comments. But, Biscuit, do me a favor. Go in my office and get my other phone. The comments are not moving, so I don't even know if we're frozen or what's going on with this. Go ahead, boo-boo. So I was at peace. Can somebody say something in the comments so I can know that something's happening, because it's frozen? Venthro's comment. It looks like it may be a glitch. Hold on, guys. I just get my other phone so I can see what other comments are coming. Oh, we are here. Okay, never mind. Okay, so y'all just listen. So y'all just listen and getting the message. All right. Go back to your seats. Go back to your seats. So, so I was at peace letting him go, and I slept, and I didn't lose a moment's sleep the minute I was able to detach from the outcome that he chose for himself. I didn't want it for him, and I was praying that he find a more fulfilling life. But he made a choice on purpose. I mean, when he was sober, when he was up at my house for all those months, he wasn't drinking at all. So his mind was able to become clear, and he woke up on many days. He woke up many days clear-headed. So for me, he made a conscious choice. It's not like he was drunk and said, okay, let me go back to the street. No, he was alive and full of food and full of love for my family, and then bonded with everybody and got his love cup full, and he still chose to go out there in the streets even with a clear mind. Hey, Vidette. So I was at peace when he left, not the earth, and I was at peace then too, but I was at peace when he went back to the streets. Because I found a way. Biscuit, can you please be still, honey? I found a way to detach myself from my idea of how his life should be. Because my idea of how his life should be is what was keeping me tied to the pain that was associated through my perspective of his life. and what he was going through. Hey, Harlive. Can you stop with that banging, boo-boo? Hey, Phyllis. Thank you, Billy, for sharing. You see what I'm saying? So the point of this whole message is get off of my berries. Get off of my berries, Penny. Oh, she's looking at the beat. Oh, that's a wasp. Oh, that's what she was getting. That's right. Get that wasp. Wasps are not allowed. Lord, I'm about to run. If I run in the house, y'all don't laugh at me. Hey, Alejandro from California. And so, yeah, we have to detach. We have to detach. All we can do, we're only here to assist a person in their growth. And we were placed here at a certain time in their life because when you become involved with someone, whether it's friends, whether it's family, whatever, or reconnect with anybody on any level, even in a job, being placed in a new job, having a job is just not that purpose. You aligned in that moment for a reason, for support, because before we got in this earth, and you guys know I'm a spiritualist, before we got in this earth, we have pre-planned our conditions here. We have made contracts with people that to come into our lives at certain times within our lives as an intervention, as a savior, or support. And that's why we run into people so much. That's why with addiction, when a person decides to get his life together, he don't just happen to stumble into a rehab. No, he already pre-planned and had a contract with certain people in certain communities to have certain resources set up for him for when he's ready to grow. We're more than our bodies, people. We have a dual system, a three-dimensional system that we're operating here: spirit, soul, and body. Hey, Zyva. Hey, Jamila. So those resources is set up because we set them up. And we set it up in a way where, based on, and this is going into another metaphysical perspective, guys. For those of you who can't hold on, just try to hold on a little tighter and you listen to me a little longer, you'll understand where I'm going with this. And then you go to my page, you see what I'm about, and blah, 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 blah. So we set this up, and especially those situations where we have multiple chances and there's constantly somebody new coming in our life telling us the same thing, the same thing, the same thing, the same thing. And then from the outside, people, we look hard-headed, we look stubborn, we look like we're not changing because we had all these people in our lives telling us that what we're doing wrong or what we should be doing or how our lives are looking to help us, and we're not taking heed. Well, we set that up too because we knew in our past lives that we were some hard-headed fools. So we said, okay, this life now I'm gonna set up Mary Jo, Caleb, 20 people, because in my past experience in my other lives I was a hard-headed fool. And so I'm gonna need a little bit more reinforcement. It's probably gonna take more than that one person. So just in case you don't succeed, maybe the other person will. And just in case you don't succeed, maybe 10 years later, I'll put you in that part of my life and maybe I will get it then. But whatever it is, my purpose is to grow. And I'm trying to grow, and this life is hard. So let me set up these things. Put these systems in place. Even if you end up passing away, never reaching the goal. You guys have to remember that, hey, bougie, you guys have to remember that with our damn eyeballs. I tried calling you yesterday, bougie. You have to remember that this life is hard, and not everybody can turn their lives off and turn off their realities of pain and discomfort. And a lot of things are habitual. A lot of things are habits. And that's hard to work out. So the only thing that we all need commonly is patience. Patience. I don't care how messed up my life look. Have patience. And if you can't have patience, take your focus off of the person that you have no patience with and just put it on your whole life. But be honest. Focus back on your life. So that way you won't cause yourself so many grievances and so much heartache and so much pain and so much disappointment when it comes to other people's lives and what you feel they should be doing. How fast you feel they should be growing. How the conditions or the limitations of age that we put on people. Oh, you too old to be doing this. You ain't gonna never. This is your age, your age, your age. Let me tell you something. As soon as a baby is born, they're old enough to die. There's no limits on our age and when we're supposed to be growing. Every day that we wake up on this earth, we have an opportunity to grow. So that means we're not too old. Now you may get the memo late because there is a saying, this is just when I finally learned how to live, it's nearly time to die. It's a reason why that saying is there. When I finally learned and figured out how to live, it's damn near time to die. Unfortunately, that's a lot of our story. So we're in we're in good company when it comes to that. We're in good company when it comes to that. Hey, Julia. Jamila. Your badge is not showing. I don't know. I'm not sure about that. I gotta ask Darnell. You see?
Get the beat.
But it's never too late. But we want to put limitations on other people's lives. How dare we do that? Why is it too late? Because by the time we get it, we can't really enjoy what we got? Well, the whole goal was to get. That's what it is. Now, whether our experiences are enjoyable on this earth or not, then that's the time that you lost. But so what? You get to come back and do it again. All is not lost. We only go to sleep here and wake up somewhere else. Another part of the world. Reincarnation, hello. We don't have many lives. We have one life, and reincarnation is a way of continuing that one life. It's how we evolve to who we are right now. You can say, "Oh yeah, you're getting older. You're 50, you're 60, you're 70. You should have this or you should be doing that." No, the same rule applies to a 5-year-old. You're 5. It's time to stop crawling. It's time to start doing this. It's time to start doing more. There's always room to grow. Unfortunately, our bodies are temporal, so it's limited in its condition or its vitality. It's limited, but that doesn't mean that our lives got to be unfulfilled because of that. That doesn't mean anything. If we have reached a goal, then that's it. You know how many people I know that got a degree at 70? Not that they were going out to go work at 70, but they wanted to accomplish something, and that in and of itself is a goal. So if they do that at 72, then it's not too late, even if they never put it to use. It's about expanding their mind and their ability and making goals and accomplishing goals for themselves. What?
Keep on trying to do that house.
Hey, Darnell. It's okay, Darnell. So we have to stop setting limitations for people. The minute we can detach from someone else's outcome, from someone else's life, the quicker we free ourselves from the burden of everyone else's choices, especially when it comes to those people that we love. We can't save anybody. People have to save themselves. And when they're looking crazy in this world and they're looking messed up in this world, it does not mean that that's what's happening. It does not mean that they're not changing. Remember that seed that has to get strong and go down there and get all up in there and work through all that crap you got going before it actually comes up and spring its fruit. That's the process of life all across the globe. That's the process of life. That's the process of bringing life into this world. And that's the process. That's the example that we see in everything. So things are not always what they appear to be. It's just not. We have to have patience with people. if we are to have good experiences with people. Because if you don't have patience, then your experience with a person is going to be burdensome. We have to not draw conclusions or judge people based on where they're at in this life. Now, we can judge them based on what we see them doing. We can make assumptions. It's not. It's judgments and it's assumptions. It doesn't make it true. Now we can look at somebody and say, okay, they're expressing bad behavior. They're expressing poor behavior. Of course, that's evident. Those are things that we can judge, but we cannot judge the content of somebody's heart, because we don't know what's happening in their heart. We don't know the transformation that's taking place in their heart. We don't know that. We can't know that. Good, Leona. We can't know that. Patience is a virtue, right? It's a virtue because it serves us. It relieves us of stress and pain. Painful experiences, not physical pain, of course, but it's the stress that causes the physical pain, because stress releases hormones that get locked in our bones and locked in our joints, and it causes all kinds of physical discomforts, because where the mind goes, the body follows, not the other way around. So it's about patience. It's about knowing or trusting the higher power. It's about trusting an infallible law of seed time and harvest. Wait and see. Oh, well, some people never change. No, that's true. That's not true. That's not true. Unless you have spent every waking moment in their life, you can't tell the progress that they had. If you come in and I don't care if it's 5 years, they're not who they was 5 years ago. Even if things still look kind of raggedy and bad and toe up in their lives. Something has changed, because energy transforms. Energy expands and it transforms. That's another infallible law that nobody can change. You cannot, to say that nobody changes or nobody moves forward or nobody progresses in life, is to say that energy does not go anywhere. And that is not true, because we are conscious, energetic beings. We just have a body. But if you notice, if you want to know how much of an energetic being you are, we can see without our eyes. We can hear without our ears. We can speak without our mouths. We can speak to each other without our mouths. You know how? Write it down, show it. Close your eyes. Can't you still see some stuff in your head? You can see everything that you have experienced in this life from the time you was born until now. There's an information center in our subconscious mind that keeps us aware, that keep those, and them programs are continuously playing. We can see without our eyes. We can hear without our ears. Talk to yourself.
My clothes are wet.
Do this to your ears. That's fine. That's only water. Do this to your ears and talk to yourself in your inner voice. Don't you got a voice? That's your spirit. Our body is temporal, our spirit is everything, and it's energy. And because we're all energy, we can never stop growing. I don't care how bad it looks on the outside. Desire is a motive power. And sometimes people don't have the vision to pray. Sometimes people don't have the vision to even see themselves past the point that they are. But the fact that they're going through pain, and that's why I would say pain is, there's purpose in pain. The fact that they're going through pain right now is causing a desire for them to want more. And desire is the energetic component that manufactures a change. That keeps people reaching for higher things, for more things. When you don't have no money, that energetic desire, that motive is a motive power that's going to keep you connected in looking at the thing that you do want. That's just how God made us intrinsically. In order to know what you do want, you have to be in a place of want. How brilliant is that? How brilliantly made are we? To where being in a dump serves its purpose. Because being in a dump causes a desire to want to be out of the dump. And as long as we have a desire to be out of the dump, then as long as we keep focusing on the thing that we want for ourselves, those are the things that's the motive power that's going to keep us going towards that thing. Except that some of us walk very slow. Give me my phone. And some of us walk a little bit faster than others. But just because we arrive at places faster than others don't make us better than anybody. It doesn't make us better than anyone. How could it? How could it? A journey is a journey, and the journey is yours, and we all have individual journeys, and we don't all walk on the same path at the same time to lead us to the same place. It's important.
What was looking
To start focusing on
at window instead of
non-judgment, to start looking at people with a little bit more purity, to look at people as a spirit, even if that helps you do that. If it can help you to look at someone as a spirit, then you would have less worry about the direction of their life and where they're going, because their spirit is powerful. And their spirit have the ability to transform any one of its conditions, but you do not know where a person is in life. You do not know the contract that they made coming down into this life. You do not know if this is the time when they're supposed to finally get something at this ripe old age. Not everybody's supposed to have a white picket fence, 2.3 children, a freaking job making six figures, and not everybody is aspired to that. How is that everybody's goal? You got people in different parts of the world that's living off of the land. They don't use no money for nothing. It's not about that. You got someone like my brother who chose a path of alcoholism, which was a destructive path, but I have never met anyone that was a more clear example of unconditional love than my brother, not to this day. My brother was an outcast, and he loved with his whole heart everybody in his family, even though he was cast by everybody away and not welcome in homes, and not welcome at family reunions, and not welcome at Thanksgiving and holidays and all these things when families get together. He expressed unconditional love for every family member that he has ever known in his life, and he made sure that he kept in touch, and he made sure that he called, even if it was from a stranger's phone after waking up from a drunken stupor. So I realized in his death, his whole purpose was to be a crystal clear example of what true love really is and unconditional love really is. So not everybody serves the same purpose. Not everybody wants the same thing. Hey, Catherine. Not everyone wants the same thing. Not everyone pushes for the same thing. We just believe that what's good for us is good for the gander. What's good for us is going to make somebody else happy. People have different things that their soul is driving them to do. And it doesn't always measure up with what we want, even though they say that they want something. We just have to give them time, because if they really want it, they'll get it. But we cannot be so attached to them getting it that we lose focus of ourselves, and it takes our energy and it takes our peace. You have to find balance when it comes to other people's lives. You have to know how to be happy with their choices. To be okay, not happy, because nobody's happy with it. It's going to be happy with somebody going out there being self-destructive. No, and I don't mean happy. I'm going to change that word. Be at peace with their choices, to where if they decide to go off the ledge, you're sleeping at night. Because you have your own plate, you have your own life, you have your own family, you have things that you aspire to do, and you're taking time away from your life to assist, and people are taking time away from their life to assist you. Hello, Slay. So, my thing is, don't be so attached to people's lives and their decisions. Let them have their decisions. Let them work their lives out, and let them do it as many times as they have to get it right. Can't always be so quick to give up on situations, relationships, marriages. Sometimes, things are more important to someone else than it is to you. where while you may be able to let go and change course, the other person may be tied down some way emotionally to where they have to clear some things before they're able to let go of it. But either way, it's their choice, it's their will, it's their way. And we have to comply with that, and we have to be okay with that. Susan Miller says, yes, Lena, finding the peace and patience. Right. Oh, Lord, look at that. I got a big, oh, it's getting ready to fall. Oh, it's not falling. Look, the other one fell. Um, yeah, we have to. And we become so attached to someone else's choices that it destroys the relationships. You know? You didn't make this choice and therefore I'm done. You chose this person and therefore and I don't like her, so I'm done. You chose him and I don't like him, so I'm done. You chose this job instead of that job and that job pays more. You know, that's just stupid. All this judgment going on. Right. Arlene said this is so true. You can't dislike a person for their choice they made. Right. You have to listen, I told y'all, even with my brother, the love of my life, my soulmate was my brother. I have 6 of us. I have 5 siblings. I love every one of them to my core, but my soulmate was my brother. The one who passed away in 2019. You can't. Life has a way of getting all of us together. So when our advice don't work, you can rest and be assured that life will take care of them. And not in a bad way, in a good way, because life will teach you quicker than anybody else could. I rely on that. I rely on people's downfall. I don't want people to fall. I rely on the value within downfall because I recognize the value within downfall. It hurts. And that pain will cause an intrinsic desire, which is a motive power to get you to change and do something different. And nothing hurts you more than the things that life can throw in your path. Before you know it, it's raining and it's pouring in your life. And nobody was around to do it but you. And life. Life will get you all the way together. I rely on that. You need some of that wind in Detroit? Yeah, it's nice and windy. It's beautiful. L'Oreale says, are you Christian? Sorry for your personal message. No, I'm not a Christian. No, I'm not a Christian. I used to be a Christian when I followed religion, but no. Mm-mm. I'm a Godian. What that means is I am God to some degree. I'm made in the likeness and the image of God. I have the spirit. I operate in a authoritative spirit energy that created the universes, that created everything. And because I'm part of that energy, I use that power. And because I'm able to use that power, that makes me God in a sense. Also. So no, I'm not religious by any means. Mm-mm. Religion sent me straight to hell. Religion put me in hell. I experienced hell in religion. That's the first time I realized what hell really was religion. From my perspective, guys. I'm not down on you guys. I'm talking about my experience, but keep on doing what you're doing because there's purpose in everything. You know what? There's purpose in everything. You know, and it's not like I disagree with church. I don't disagree with church. I think that it has its place, it has its purpose. And when people are trying to get somewhere, they're trying to aspire to a higher spiritual way of living, then that's a good start. So for me, church is a good start, but you shouldn't stay there forever because everything. The world is too big. Everyone has so many experiences with our higher power and with life. You have church and you have life, and you have to learn how to combine them both. So you should be willing to learn from both, from everything, because everyone have something to give. Hey, Vera. Repent. Repent for what? What are you repenting for? If you were born into sin, that's you. I wasn't born into no sin. I was born into glory, grace, and love. I don't identify with sin. But let's not go there, guys, because I don't want to make judgments, and I don't want people to make judgments about me either. So let's not get into all of that stuff. It's unnecessary. Thank you so much. And my earrings are pretty.
You need to stop already. Shut up.
Darnell, if you're on here, it's happening now, if you know what I mean. What we spoke about yesterday is happening. It's happening. This is the same occurrence. Darnell. Darnell knows what I'm talking about. Nicole knows what I'm talking about also, but Darnell knows what I'm talking about, if you're still on here. So that's why I'm dragging this, because I want to see what happens. What is my input on today's world? It's going great. It's evolving. It's getting better. You know, speaking of today's world, again, perspectives. Perspective is everything. And there's such a thing called catastrophic thinking. Catastrophic thinking, where if you see something go wrong, you think the worst case scenario, and therefore everything's going wrong. Well, I don't watch news. And I kind of, in a way, for the most part, and I would say 90%, maybe 80, I'll give 80% of the time, I'm in control of what comes into my head, because I do a lot of controlled thinking, right? I pick and choose what goes into my head. I'm not going to listen to anything random, you know? And I'm a conscious thinker, in other words, right? So I don't listen to news because it's unfair. It gives a perspective of the world that's not true from my perspective. Okay, I know there's a lot of things going bad now. If the new going wrong, and not going wrong, because I don't believe in right or wrong. I believe in different paths and, purpose and pain and all that other stuff. But there are a lot of bad things happening in this world. Yes, but there's also a lot of good that's coming from this world as well. So if the news actually portrayed that perspective of good and bad, and in layman terms, good and bad, because again, I don't believe in good or bad. But if the news had both good stuff and bad stuff, then I probably would watch it, because it's a fair balance. But if I'm only looking at news and the way that news is distributed today, that'll put you in a whole catastrophic thinking kind of way where, oh my God, the world is coming to an end, global warming, everybody's dying, da, da, da. There are those things happening, but there's also a lot of good things happening as well. So I don't just believe in what people are saying. I believe in my experience and how I perceive, look at this wind, how I perceive the world to be. And that brings me peace. Thank you. I appreciate that, Palmera. What's your perspective on right and wrong? There is no right and wrong. And you know why there's no right and wrong from my perspective? Well, for me, there's only different paths, different ways of learning. So I replace right and wrong with different ways of learning, different paths, right? So if you take a path of right or a path of wrong, they both serve their purpose. And the reason why you know that there's no wrong path is because for every bad experience or so-called bad path that you go on, there's something in that for you to learn. That path is going to teach you something. So if you so-called go down a wrong path, let's say drugs, or you go down a wrong path with a relationship, or you go down the wrong, by choosing a wrong relationship, there's going to be something that you're going to gain out of that. Now the experience of it may feel terrible because you chose it. And that's why free will, we have to choose, right? We get to choose our experiences, right? So you may not see the bad thing happening, at the moment, but you'll realize whether or not you're on a Again, not good or bad path, but a path that is not painful, or a painful path, a peaceful path or a painful path, based on your choice and your, I guess, in your accumulated information in regards to that path, if you've done your homework in regards to the path that you choose. So I don't believe in wrong paths. I believe in every path has a lesson in it. And if there's a lesson in a path, then that doesn't make it wrong. It makes it right. It makes it needful. It makes it necessary for you to have. Huh? It makes it necessary for you to have. There has never been a path that was so destructive that you got nothing out of it. Now, if you didn't get anything out of it, you chose not to get nothing out of it because you felt like a victim, like life just fell on your damn head, as opposed to you making a conscious choice to go down a path that was dark and you couldn't see your way past the first and second step. So you didn't use your full judgment and your full thinking ability to make a more proper choice for yourself. And on that path, you learned some things. You got hurt. You got bit. You got, you know what I mean? You got decked. You got beat up. But what's the lesson in that path? The lesson is that the choice you made, you didn't think it through. The lesson in that path is that in that choice came this, that, and the other. So this, that, and the other will should keep you from making that choice again. And if it doesn't, then your life will continue to spiral out of control, and it'll continue to go round and round and round like a hamster wheel, because every test fails is a promotion denied. You do not get to pass go. You do not collect $200. You do not go to second grade until you pass this grade. And that's how life is. Go to hell if you're not religious. If you're not religious, you shouldn't believe in hell. She said, "Do you think I go to hell if I'm not religious?" How are you going to go to hell if if you're not religious? Religion created hell, right? The idea of hell. So if you're not religious, what hell are they going to put you in? You have to be religious to believe in a hell. And what you believe, that you will receive. What you think about, you bring about. What you resist, persists. What you believe, you receive. So that's what you'll experience on the other end of life, except once you get on the other side of life, then you will realize, because there's a there's like a training center, and I can't explain this. Well, I could. I'm not going to, because it's in my book that I'm bringing out now. But there is a period of learning and reflecting, so that way, in order to change your thinking process, because we're personalities meaning that our lives are an accumulation of our personalities, meaning our reincarnations from back. It's an accumulation. We develop these characteristics in these personalities, and within our personalities are flawed perspectives about life and death and everything in between. So there's this there's this period of cleansing and clearing our mind before we can actually transcend to the higher realms of consciousness as we pass away. That will give us a clear perspective as the reason why you experience hell when you died is because you believed in it. But it's not permanent. It's just an illusion. And you'll be cleared of that illusion once you pass on to the other side. I believe, my perspective. Okay. Doing it now. Almost.
When you probably gonna be done.
Oops, hold on, guys.
When you probably gonna be done.
Biscuit, hold on, baby. I got him, I think, Billy. Billy, you know what, Billy? Billy, Billy, I just gave you the capability to do it. Can you do it, please? If I haven't gotten it, can you do it? All you have to do is click on the person's name. Billy. Thank you, Catherine. I didn't really see. And I know Lori Lorelai has been saying it, but I can't see through these damn glasses. So Billy, if you see it again, please just get her. Get them. Thank you. And Billy, you don't have to sustain that. I just gave that to you now because you're recognizing it and I know you. And I wanted to make sure that that person was got, but you're not under any obligation to mod or anything if you don't want to. I just gave you the ability. That's all. Does it make me a bad person for doing wrongs and consistently regret and panic about what other people think? No. The whole point of life, is, Lori, is to grow. You know, the whole point of life is to grow. The whole point of life is to self-evolve, to self-discover. We don't know who we are until we discover who we are. And we discover who we are through the experiences that we have. But the only reason why you think that things that you're doing is wrong is because you think that there's some type of sin. You think that there's some type of sin to something. You know, even if you're treating people wrong, it's wrong when you're treating people wrong and you know it's wrong because it hurts other people. But if hurting yourself, that's not wrong, that's a lesson. Now, you shouldn't do it because it doesn't feel good, but it doesn't make it a sin. It's a tool for you to use to to self-correct yourself. How do we self-correct without wrong, Lori? How are we going to correct? Hold on, guys, this daggone dog. Don't open the door, because then she's going to go in. Yeah, so Lori, she got Lulu over here barking. Does she really? So Lori, no. Your experiences of what you make it. If you see harm just because you're getting life wrong, that's your personal hell, and that's your personal hell on earth. That's the only hell that exists, to be honest with you. There's no other hell. The only hell is the hell that you put for that is the hell of what you're experiencing on earth. And the only reason why you're experiencing hell on earth is because of the limitations that you put on yourself. You don't give yourself freedom to be yourself and to self-evolve and self-correct. Everything that we do wrong is a tool that we use to self-correct. We won't know to self-correct or get it right unless we get it wrong first. That's why when we come out as babies, we can't even walk. But when we start crawling, we start getting into stuff, that's when we realize, we touch something hot. Oops, I ain't touching that again. It's that fire that keeps us safe because it's purpose in fire. It can work for us, or it can work against us. It can work for us and keep us alive, cook our food, keep us warm. Or it can work against us by burning us the hell up. We have to have the wisdom and develop the wisdom to know what its uses are and use them accordingly and respect it enough like we have to respect that daggone ocean out there. We can learn how to swim, but the ocean can still take your behind down. You have to have a respect for life. But you have to allow yourself to grow. You have to allow yourself the mistakes that you make. You have to allow it because society will beat us up about our mistakes to begin with. We got our family beating us up about our mistakes. We got our friends beating us up about our damn mistakes. We got society beating us up about our damn mistakes to the point where, talking all fast, see, that's the Gemini. To the point, well, not Gemini, that's the ADHD. Because some Geminis talk nice and calm. To the point where we become conditioned to beat ourselves up. And now, not only is society, don't open that door. Not only is society beating us up. Get away from it, Miss. I don't trust you over there. Come over here. But now we're conditioned to beat ourselves up. And what happens when we beat ourselves up? We have a chaotic conflicted relationship with ourselves. And then what happens when we have a chaotic, conflicted relationship with ourselves? We start attracting all this chaos in our relationships. Why? Because somebody has to show up to show you who you are inside. It said we look at those toxic relationships and those dysfunctional relationships as people that came into our life that shouldn't be there. And oh my God, you're toxic. No. When you run into toxic people and you run into chaotic people and they become an intrinsic, an emotional tie, and you develop an emotional bond with them, and they start affect you on an emotional level, that means that something is going on inside of you, and that person showed up to show you what's going on inside of you, except we've been conditioned to think that people are just mean and toxic and they shouldn't be there. Well, they shouldn't be there because they give us bad experiences, but we create them and bring them to our lives. Why? Because we have a toxic, dysfunctional, chaotic relationship with ourselves. So somebody has to show up as a representative of that, because we can't tell it it's us, even though we blame them. Should it matter? Ring on. What I look like on the outside, I feel like I have to look a certain way for people to be me, and that hurts. Amen to the people that like people for who they are. Again, Lori, it goes in line with everything that I'm saying. Your perspective is what. Oops, hold on. What the hell happened? Why can't I see anything? Uh-oh. You gotta wait for the nurse to leave, boo. I can't even see myself, guys. I don't know if you guys can see me. I don't know if it's because of anything. Hold on. There I am. Okay. I couldn't see you guys for a minute. Your perspective, again, is your private hell. And in order for you to see yourself and have more peace in your life, Lori, you have to change the perspective of yourself. You have to be, if you want peace in your life, and in order to attract peaceful relationships and have peaceful people around you, you have to be kind to yourself. In order to receive kindness, you have to be kind. In order to be kind, that means being kind to yourself. If you're not abusing somebody else and you're feeling this way, you're abusing yourself. And something is wrong with that. So those things you have to fix. Those things you have to fix. Those things are worth fixing because they cause you too much pain. We're good now, yeah. Evolution, right, Michelle? Michelle, no. Michelle, no. We have to be okay with our mistakes, guys. Mistakes. Okay. I don't know why that's happening, guys. It's like when the call comes in, that's what happens. So we have to embrace mistakes. You know why? Because mistakes are our compass in life. Feelings, our emotions are the compass that we were given to use to help guide us. So when we are feeling bad about something, that's a compass. That's a tool, a life tool that we say, you know what, this makes me feel good. Feel bad. It helps you choose something better. So you have to look at your choices as a tool that helps you look at what you're feeling, look at your life, and help you choose something better. Because had it not been for that experience, you wouldn't know any better. Vera said, I went to see the Isley Brothers. Oh, and Angela Winbush concert yesterday, and her voice is still amazing. Ooh, wow. I'm glad you had that experience. Yes, you do grow from them, and they do mold you into who you are every day. Hope they come to Pittsburgh, yeah. Thank you. Yes, Michelle, of course. Of course. So, Be kinder to ourselves. Be gentler with ourselves. We got to treat ourselves the way that we would treat anyone else that came to us and said, oh my God, I done messed up. I done made a bad mistake. And oh my God, life is falling. And the way that we encourage that person, be like, no, 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 no. It's okay. Mistakes are good. We grow. Da, da, da. You have to do that to yourself. The problem is that we leave ourselves out of the equation and give all that energy to someone else. And meanwhile, our life is still stuck where it is. We have to learn to be nicer and kinder to ourselves. And when we're nicer and kinder to ourselves, we'll understand what a peaceful relationship is, because then we'll start to attract people that are peaceful in our lives. Remember, the people that show up in our lives are not there in vain. They're there to teach you something. Now, the ones that show up and don't have no effect on you, and they're mean and evil and vile, if they are not affecting you intrinsically, like your emotions and getting all, those are passerbys. Those are like darts that's been darted at you, and they're not going to stick. They're just going to go off of you. That's how you know what doesn't belong to you. The things that belong to you are the things that you are emotionally and intrinsically tied to, that affect your everyday life, that has to do with someone else. Well, someone else's behavior affects your everyday life. Keita said you have to know you did your part and keep it moving. Right. Right. Absolutely. Woo, Lord. So, guys, I have to get off of here now. It's going on 2 hours, and I have to, well, so far, an hour and a half, I think. I have to, I've been promising to let Biscuit come over, let his friends come over to get into this old beautiful pool.
Yes, I can finally get away from this heat.
And get into this pool and get on that trampoline over there.
Bye, guys. Hello. See you soon.
Michelle said your content keeps me in alignment. Big energy. Thank you. Thank you. Stop it, Biscuit. Why'd you just kick that?
Because I'm hot.
Thank you, Nicole. Thank you, Billy. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone who's been on here listening. Thank you, Lori, for your many questions and your participation. I love it. Those were great questions. I hope you subscribed to my channel so that when I come on, you can continue to be on my, be present, and you can ask whatever questions you want. Okay, for those of you who don't know me, my website is lenacrespo.com. Okay, my other website is not Harvest, Life, Death by Design.com. Okay, where my books are at. They're getting ready to launch. And my website as a life coach is lenacrespo.com. All right, that's where you guys can find me. That's where I live. All right. Yeah, so I will talk to you guys soon. See you guys in my next video. I'm going to try to go live tonight, but I know Michelle going to be like, no, the hell you ain't. Because she be all up in my business knowing that damn well I ain't going to make it to be live tonight. But that's all right. I'm going to try. All right, guys. Talk to you guys soon. Have to replace it, Linda Lee. Michelle, you know it too. You know damn well when I said that, I already saw you saying, yeah, right. You ain't going live tonight. But anyway, guys, I got to go. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.